It is currently December 11th, 2025, and I am currently doing an attempt to repair on claim number 0803946417. It's currently 52 degrees outside, and we have a wind damage shingle here. As you guys can see, I have it listed out. This shingle has been lifted up due to wind. As you can see, it is delaminated from the previous shingle below it. And you can see on the top of the shingle, there's actually a very relevant crease going through the entire top of the shingle where you can see the granule loss. Now, what we're going to attempt to do today is we are actually going to attempt to complete the repairs that Allstate has assigned. And we're going to attempt to remove this shingle by taking out its fasteners. And then we're going to install a new shingle that's fit the size into this area. This is a standard architectural shingle, industry standard Owens Corning. So we are going to do our best to complete this repair as carefully as possible. I have two tools I'm going to use. One is going to be my standard flat bar pry bar to remove the fasteners. My other is my mag hammer to nail these fasteners back in. So the first thing I'm going to do as we walk through this process is I'm actually going to have to go through and lift up the shingle above it to access the fasteners of the wind damaged shingle. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is take my flat bar. I'm going to go through. I'm going to go ahead and take up this wind damaged shingle to access those fasteners. Actually, some of it's already taken up, which is good. I'm actually going to take up the shingle beside it as well to access the end with the overlap here. All right. Now that we have that shingle successfully up, let's see here. Checking for mat transfer to make sure there's no mat transfer on the shingle. And actually, there is a small amount of mat transfer that happened right there, where you guys can see the tars actually came out of the shingle and it's still plugged down to the wind damage shingle, which unfortunately is damaging this top shingle and it is taking it out of pre-loss condition. So we're going to go ahead and continue this and see if we can get this shingle out carefully here without damaging anything else going on. Just to access the bottom row of the fasteners. Now we're getting the top so we can actually remove this shingle. Make sure I got everything here. Let's see. Close. One more in there, I'm stuck. Actually, you can see the existing fasteners, a couple of them are still in there. We have now removed this damaged shingle. I'm going to set it right over here. Also going to go back through and make sure that we remove these existing fasteners where we need to. Get those out of the way that are stuck in there. And that's actually accessing this shingle here. As you guys can see, there's actually a lot of granule loss that's happening as I'm doing this repair, and I'm only about halfway through with the removal of that shingle. And you guys can actually see, I'm gonna take the camera here and show you guys, there's actually a decent amount of granule loss that you guys can see already kind of starting to happen, and some striations happening to the shingle in multiple different areas here. But we're gonna continue to see what our final result is once we plug this shingle in. Make sure all of our fasteners are out of the way, which they are. All right. First thing we're gonna do is slide this shingle up so we get all the way into where we need it to go. Trying to get it in there a little bit straight here. And this is, I'm assuming, not the same, but just to make this easy, what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna cut the top of this shingle just to make for a seamless fit here. Though this is not what the policy does require, unfortunately. Now our shingle's in a much better situation here now. So now that our shingle's actually into the replacement slot, we're gonna go ahead and nail down and fasten down this existing shingle here with standard normal roofing nails, as you guys can see of what came out of this shingle. So in order for me to do that, I do have to lift this shingle up slightly just to access that nail strip. Typically what it is 6 fasteners per Georgia roofing code per shingle. Three. Four. Number 5. Number 6 with the last one here on the end. All right, now shingle has now been fastened back into the existing slot. As you guys can see, I'm just gonna blow the debris that's kind of falling down and above. That way we can actually review the shingle and see what we have left. I'm actually gonna use my chalk here. I'm gonna show you guys how we've actually damaged this current shingle above the wind damaged shingle here. I'm gonna take the camera again from my camera guy. You guys can actually see the striations to the shingle that have happened almost all the way across the entire shingle from, there's another one right there as well, from this ATR attempt. So unfortunately, with this roof being the age that it is, this attempt has failed, and it is not able to be repaired. Thank you for your time.